Hi everyone, thanks for coming. The first panel of the day, and it's going to be really interesting. I'm here with Fernando from Volinga. Thanks for coming
Hello,
again.
Florian. Thanks
Always
for
a
having me.
always a pleasure. We're going to talk about a lot of things. Gaussian splatting a lot,
Good.
and what you guys are doing at Volinga to capture the real world and bring it in the studio. And we're going to talk about also new technologies that you guys developed and we tested and are really exciting.
That's it. That's it. So, for those of you who that doesn't know what is Radiance Fields, what Volinga are, this Radiance Fields is a brand new technology, cutting edge, that using AI allow us to capture the real world. It is much more easy and forgiving than photogrammetry. Almost no manual work is required. So, as you may imagine, there is a lot of applications for virtual productions in feature films, broadcasts, etc. So we are going to talk a little bit about Radiance Fields today. What are the applications? Where are we going with Radiance Fields?
We have a lot of video as well. Maybe we could start with the first one and we're gonna talk over it and explain
Sure.
a bit what's happening here and not. I think the first video was about the capture
Yeah,
itself.
it is a bit of the pipeline. So on the first video, what we're going to see is how a Radiance Field, how a Gaussian splatting is captured, processed with Volinga. Also, we're going to show some editing capabilities and how can it be used inside Unreal. So
Oh,
yeah,
here we
this is
are.
the first one. These are the real videos that were captured in Utah using a drone. Then, having these videos, this Bolinga desktop, you can process any user can process them. There are some parameters for your selection, but in around an hour, you can get something like this. In this case, we are showcasing this artifact on purpose because Bolinga was the first commercial solution to incorporate neural editor. These things are not polygons. These things are not triangles. They are Gaussians. They are a new computer graphics primitive. So we have to build all the tools around it. So as you can see, after cleaning and working a little bit on the scan, you can use it on Unreal using, of course, our plugin because again, we have to develop a new way for Unreal to understand this kind of representations. Well, you can create in a matter of hours, even hour and a half, something like this that can be already used for previs, for test scouting. Yeah.
Exactly. And then the next step is well using it, right, and cleaning it. I think we also have some videos that are showing that, right? In the
Yeah,
I
that's
think
it.
that's the next.
Well, actually, in this one, before we go into the final use, we
Oh,
wanted to
so
show
quick.
some cool capabilities our Unreal Engine plugin has. We are very proud of this because we are following a native approach. That means what we are rendering is real radiance fields. There were some alternatives using Niagara particles in Unreal, but we are rendering the actual Gaussian splatting. And now we have a full integration with Unreal, and everything that happens in Unreal affects our Radiance fields. If we can play the video back again because that's very fast. So now this was released in July, so it's very recent. Now depth of field, additive lighting, all these capabilities that are already inside Unreal can be used with Radiance fields. This means, for example, here we are combining meshes, this statue and the water are Unreal elements, with the rest of the environment, which is a Gaussian splat captured with Volinga. And as you can see, just focusing on the hero asset, you can create a compelling environment. You can play with the lights. You can edit a little bit, and that's one of the things that we are more proud of, which is our Unreal plugin. And this is already available for all of us.
And it's the same, like it's really complementary with our approach as well, because at Mo-Sys as well, all the software we develop are native in Unreal to leverage every update from Unreal, every new thing that makes it more believable. So it makes it even easier to collaborate because we
That's
both
it.
within Unreal, and like you say, we can drag and drop different elements and.
That's it. And now, later in the stack, we are going to see some collaborations and some cool things that can be done using both our Unreal plugin, BB Pro. But if I'm not mistaken, in the next video, we have some other cool
Oh, yeah.
captures, which
We can
is,
go to the.
in this case, is not a,
Oh, that's interesting.
exactly, it's not an environment, it's a human capture. This is made by Prism AI, which, by the way, if you want to learn more about this, we have Nairin of Prism AI here in the audience today. And this kind of really high detail, accurate captures are done in their capture facilities. We have a really cool camera rig, and this is all done with Volinga. Also, have to say that this effect was done on After Effects using Irrealix plugin, but this is one of other, let's say, added value that Gaussian splatting has in today's industry. Yeah, get this idea in mind. Like we can also capture humans, not only environments, because later we are going to see a cool example, just a toy example we made.
So if we go to I think to the next video, there was another example of the shooting with. It might be on the next one.
Yeah, now
Oh yeah, so that was
Mo-Sys.
the capture we did of a nice location in London, actually. So we worked together on this project. A little bit of background on this capture, by the way. We could only access it in the morning, so between 6 a.m. and 6:30 a.m. So that was really a short time of when we could go and capture, which is great because with Volinga we can capture very quickly and then we can do everything in studio. So that was great to be able to do that.
Yeah, that's it.
It's one of the good use case of.
Exactly. These kind of locations, even for either previs or for actual shooting, where you have a restricted time, and usually they can be very expensive.
Yeah.
That's one of the golden use cases of this
Exactly.
technology.
So then we took the model, put it in, used the Volinga software, but which is even better is that this location already looks amazing, but we can modify it if we want. We can change things, and I think in the next video you show
Yeah.
with the software how you can edit that as well.
Well, actually, before that, I think we are going to see some results of the actual shoot.
That's actually that's actually was filmed then with an LED wall. And I think if you go to the next image, it shows you a bit more the setup. It's actually this LED wall, so nothing bigger than that. But for all the close-up and mid-shot, it was perfect. As you can see, the DP here is a handheld camera with the Star Tracker Max, so it's really easy to mimic like some handheld movement, which is great. And I think we also have a video of it actually showing some results. And the movie is still in post-production. Actually, the production company is working on that, but they gave us this footage for the show, which is nice, and that's fully Gaussian splatted, if you could say.
Yeah, and I would say this is the first time we're showing this, right?
Yes,
Yeah,
that's
great.
the first time, exactly. So in exclusivity for
Exactly.
this talk and for you. So
yeah, and also what you were
want to
talking
say?
before, like besides just capturing and showing doing these cool things, as I said at the very beginning, Volinga is the first commercial solution that included an editor on the offering, and then as you can see, if we combine the human captures together with environment captures, we can do some cool things that we are going to show in the next video. So this is a bit of a long video, but I think that now we can talk about it a bit about it. So this is Volinga's desktop. This is the current software or the current solution we are proposing, and this is our editor, our Gaussian splats editor. So as you can see, what we have just done.
So that's the scene that we
exactly.
just showed that we capture for the movie, right?
That's it. This is the London Town Hall, if I'm not mistaken.
That's it.
So first thing, for example, we can do some cleanup of the environment. Actually, what we are doing here is aligning the whole embol. The embol is our proprietary file for Gaussian splats and radiance fields. So we align it with our preferences. So we make sure that when it's loads on Unreal, it will be facing towards us. It will be a ground floor aligned. We can also modify the scale. As you can see, there are two ways of viewing at. Well, there are different ways of viewing at these Gaussian splats in the editor. Not for making it look better, but just for having a better experience when editing. So we have this kind of point cloud, and then you can show you all the Gaussian splats themselves. So, as I said, you can align a little bit, align with the axis. This is going to make our life easier when working later in Unreal. You can align the ground plane, which is very important, especially if you are going to work with a set extension, something like that. And now you can see, if you can see here, there are some artifacts here that probably are coming from the camera itself, the camera holder. We are going to clean that, if I'm not mistaken, right now. Okay, yeah, this is just one test. As you can see now, as it loads directly in the point that we want to look at it. And we have these artifacts. Now we are going to clean these artifacts. We're going to continue editing.
So it's really powerful because it means you can now edit the Gaussian and whatever you want to remove in it, you can remove it.
That's it. You can remove it, but you can do more things than remove it. We are going to see that later. We can duplicate some elements. We can move them around, make them bigger. So yeah, here, nothing
Nice.
too fancy. It's a brush tool, but we are proud to be one of the first ones to implement this in an actual commercial solution. So we are cleaning up some Gaussian splats that are floating around that. That's usually we refer as floaters. Just making sure this is going to be clean. None of them are going to interfere in our shooting. They are not going to be in front of our camera. So now, there we are. Well, that was fast. I don't know if you realize there was just one single statue at the very beginning. What we did is select that statue, duplicate, create 2 more copies, and place them on the sides of the statue. So that was just for fun, as a toy project. But now we can have 3 statues if that's what we want. Now we are going to see the result with the 3 statues. And what we are going to do now is we can combine different scans. So for example, we are going to grab one of the scans that were done by Prism AI of a footballer and also a footballer. And because this is London Town Hall, we are going to combine both of them and have a footballer inside London Town Hall kicking a ball. So this is what just happened. We have imported a footballer. It is upside down, so we have to make it turn it away. And as you can see, this is a very powerful tool. You can start seeing the future of it, because you can have big environments that you scan, that serves as your background, but then you can also have hero assets, hero scans, human crowns, that you can have a library of assets to add into your environment. So this is something that is being done already on 3D, but being able to combine the editability and the modularity of traditional 3D with the Radiance fields, which allow us to capture very fast and to have photoreal results, is something that was not possible until now, until very recently. So yeah, as you see, we are placing the footballer here. And now, James, we can move to the last 15 seconds of the video to see the result.
And it's interesting as well that you added 3 status. Like, so it means you can change the set as well, like not just capture it, but adapt it.
And there we are. By the way, these red trails that we have, there are some artistic elements that the people from Prism AI adds. They are doing light painting together with Gaussian splats, which is a really cool thing. If you want to know how to do that, ask them, because they are the professionals, I don't know. But as you can see, the results are really cool. For just a 10 minutes edit, you can get these kind of things.
This is great, even for film, but also for broadcast. I mean, typically we could have this footballer and having it like present with a presenter behind him and showing it in real time with parallax within Unreal.
That's it. So this kind of footballer, if someone is, we are the IBC, so there will be probably a lot of people interested in broadcast. You can think of this also as assets that you can include as a AR element together with your presenters, or even in your field. Imagine we scan the whole Arsenal team and we are showing the lineup just before a match. You can have them 3D, not only showing a 2D position of them, but also doing a camera flight and showing the real position where they are going to play on the field. For stats presentations, or even we can go a little bit more into the future and think about second screens. You know, allowing the users to look at the lineups on their table, maybe on the iPhone, Apple Vision Pro, all of this. Now there are a lot of things that can be done. Yeah, you know.
Nice.
My mind goes really fast.
Yeah, exactly. What can we do? But the nice thing also is, like we mentioned it earlier, it's all in Unreal. So whether it's for film or for broadcast, it all works for us in the same environment, for you and for us. So that's why it's easy to, depending on the type of production, being the same studio, being the same with the same equipment, but with the same workflow as well. Right?
That's it. That's it. What we are trying to provide is a seamless workflows that works for all the possible solutions, for as many possible use cases. So yeah, we were looking here at broadcast, film, also of course commercials, which allow us now in commercials. You have to be very fast, and you can have many different locations in a single place, photoreal locations, with just some minutes or some of capture.
While talking about that, that's something we also experiment together.
That's it.
Maybe we can show that actually.
Yeah.
We worked on another project together.
Before we go there,
Okay, go
I
on.
just want to show the last pipeline that
Yeah,
we
oh
have
yes, that's true.
with Volinga, which is, well, this is actually the real footage, but what we are going to see now is combining reality capture and Volinga technology, because reality capture has a really powerful camera alignment solution. So we like the camera alignment, but we don't like other meshes. So what we are going to do here is align all the cameras from these videos. These videos was recorded by me actually on Korea with my iPhone. So we all know Reality Capture is a really nice piece of software. We get this point cloud and this camera alignment, and that's what we are going to use in Volinga to train the Gaussian splats. Very important here. You don't need to use Reality Capture to use Volinga. This is just an extra workflow you can apply in case you're a Reality Capture users. You want to combine LiDAR with Gaussian splats, which is possible because it's improved quality and the scale give you a physical scales reference. But of course, this is not needed for Volinga. Volinga worked out of the box. But as you can see, with just the complete processing time was around 30 minutes, both combining reality capture and the training of the model. The capture time was 2 minutes using an iPhone, and we are going to see a really cool result
That's it.
right here in some seconds. There you are. This is not the real video. This is actually rendering inside Volinga suite. And now, as you will see, this can be easily imported into Unreal, and you have your environment.
That's right.
So as you may imagine, for commercials, this is very powerful. Yeah, as you can see, you can add some lights, play with some meshes. For commercials or for broadcast, imagine this is a Korean palace, but it can be the White House, and we
Yes.
we want to show the results of the elections.
The election, it will be perfect.
Exactly.
If anyone wants to do
If anyone is working on the US elections, you can contact us.
Exactly.
But as you can see, not only in the elections, but imagine there has been something important that has happened in this Korean palace. Being able to scan this in the morning and then at midday during the news, showing the
really
environment,
powerful.
3D environment, these workflows give us a speed and a quality that allow us to do all this stuff.
And building on what you just said, like I was mentioning before you presented that, but this project we did together, which is exactly this. So basically, I think we had 5 locations with Gaussian splat in half a day. So that was we have some video of that actually.
Yeah.
Oh, nice. And perfect for an advert. It really gives the idea of it. Something special with these Gaussian splats.
Yeah,
Do you want to?
there's something that we haven't commented yet, and that is still under development. But this was one project we carried out, experimental project, and we are happy with the results. All these Gaussian splats are HDR Gaussian splats and are shot using SCCG color space. To the best of our knowledge, this is the first time this is being done. At Volinga, we are working to provide also capture pipelines that work with wider gamut, high dynamic range. This, as you may imagine, very important for virtual production. And yeah, together with Mo-Sys, they proposed us to do this cool project.
It was great.
It was not an easy project. There are 5 locations, one day, and not all of them, but a lot of them are in HDR and SCCG.
Yeah. It really made a difference on the editing. I think we was chatting with the team earlier, and they said that editing with HDR Gaussian made a big difference on the control, and that's what we want, right? So
Yeah.
that's great. We even have some behind the scene of that actually. Like so, once we are done with this video, and the next video will show what it looks like in the studio. So that was again in our offices and lab in London. So that's the same wall that we have here. And here we had the DP who was working with the technician, explaining what kind of shot he wants to do. And you can see how easy it is for him to film handheld as well, with the Max as well. And
now I think we're going to see that's it.
That's
That
it.
is how it was captured.
so capturing the scene With an iPhone, like you
Yeah,
said.
this
Like,
is, by the way, if you are more interested in how this worked, this was an iPhone 15 Pro. We shot everything in ProRes. We convert that to as ACCG, linear space, and then we process the Gaussian splats on that space. And the whole full project was shot on as ACCG.
it looks really good.
Yeah.
Like it's like a.
So yeah, this is a bit of a glance into the future. At Volinga, we're still working to make this both robust and easy to use, because we know that color science is not an easy thing to deal with. But hopefully, we're releasing. We are hoping to release this pretty soon and be in the hands of everyone. But maybe in the meantime, we can do another project. Maybe we can go to 10 locations
Absolutely,
instead of 5.
yeah, I think that's what's in the pipeline. So some good stuff happening, and we're looking forward to probably show it to you at the next talk.
Yeah. So yeah, I don't know if we'll have
Great,
some time
well,
for questions.
Thanks very much for being with us today. I mean, we
Okay.
have probably time for at least 1 or 2 questions. So if you have some, please feel free to raise your hand. And if not, we're here to chat anyway after, so
Yeah,
we can do
we'll
that.
be here. So what we are trying.
Do you want to repeat the question, maybe?
Okay.
Because it was.
So the question was, how does our plugin actually work inside Unreal? If it's a point cloud, if it's a mesh. So what we are trying to do is, we have 3 goals with the plugin. The first one is try to be as good as the original quality, so trying to have actual Gaussian splat rendering inside Unreal. This means we cannot use point clouds, we cannot use meshes, because they are a different primitive. The second one is having full control of the pipeline. So there is no Unreal effect. Well, there is Unreal effect is having full control of the color pipeline, being 100 there. And the third one is making this look stay consistent in every platform, not only in Unreal, but in any platform. We have other plugins, other solutions, and the looks will be exactly the same. So in order to do that, what we have to do is build our own rendering engine, or neural rendering engine, that runs inside Unreal, well, in parallel with Unreal. And what we are doing is doing texture extreming. Injecting textures into Unreal's buffer, debuffer, and applying depth compositing, using normals for relighting. So basically, there are 2 different engines rendering together and then compositing. The cool thing about that is that this same approach, you can use it in any other engine. And we actually have a C API in case someone wants to build their own integration because they are using their own system. This is available and it can be used to build your own integration. Thanks.
Thanks. Any more question, maybe? That's
So-
fine. And we're here to chat anyway. So thank you very much, Fernando. It
Thank you
was
very much,
great,
Florian.
and we're really happy to show that together first here at IBC and for the season 2 of Momentum. So thanks for doing that with us.
Thank you for having me. It was a
Thank you.
pleasure.
Cheers.